Yeah, I welcoming all the dignitaries for this national seminar for the digital learning. The seminar director, Professor D. Chennappa, principal of the UCCBM, University College of Commerce and Business Management, and he is also the seminar director for this digital learning, and he is taking presidential for this digital learning program. So for this national seminar, I am also inviting Professor V. Apparao Garu. He is the Dean, Faculty of Commerce, and also he is the previous principal of the college. And I am also inviting Professor H. Venkateshwarlu. He is the retired professor from the Department of Commerce. He is also president of Indian Commerce Association. So I am welcoming sir. So thank you for visiting the digital learning national seminar. And I am also inviting T. Krishna Kumar sir, head the Department of Commerce, online. He is online. And also Professor Prashant Atma, Department of Commerce. Previously she is the head of the department. And Professor V. Usha Kiran, Director, SRC, ICSSR. So these are all from the Department of Commerce. And we are expecting Professor C.H. Gopal Reddy, Registrar, Usmania University, also join with us online for this webinar. And Professor V. Venkatramana, Vice Chairperson, Telangana State Higher Education Council. So we are expecting, as he is also joining in this webinar as chief guest, and other colleagues from the department, Dr. G. Naresh Reddy, Dr. A. Patrick, Dr. J. Ravi Kumar, he is also online, and Naresh Reddy and Dr. C. Sandhya Rani. So I am very happy that these two, my colleagues, are joined into this webinar physically. Thank you very much. And also, Dr. Vidyasagar, Vice Principal sir, is also joined with us in this auditorium. And all other college assistant registrar Balakrishna sir, and all other non-teaching staff, I am welcoming all this for this webinar. So here, about the seminar and also the paper presentation, everything will be explained by the Dr. D. Chennappa. I am requesting Chennappa sir to take over the mic.
Good morning, one and all. It is a great honor and privilege to organize this webinar. Webinar is on digital learning, organized by the Department of Commerce, Usmania University. The reasons for organizing this webinar, particularly on digital learning, or it can be called as online learning. The reason is, you know very much, because of this coronavirus, because of human transmission virus, lockdown all education institutions for the economic sake, unlocking the entire country economic, and following the trend of this virus. This virus may be like U-shape. It will come, it will stay in a week, like 2 or 3 weeks, then it will go away. Another shape is there, V-shape. It will come, it will stay with the population around 2 or 3 months. Again, it may be L-shape, like India is a highly populated country. Where the highly populated country is there, definitely this kind of virus is going to stay longer period with us. During the longer period with us, closing up all the education institutions and parallelly running the economic activities, compelled us, accelerated us to go for to the online learning. The online learning is only a platform. Now for therefore to have the pros and cons of the online learning, we have taken up the issues. Therefore we are being organizing this seminar, or it can be called as a webinar on digital learning. So now digital learning is inevitable us. It is a part of our life. It is a part of our life. We cannot escape for going for to the digital learning because of classroom learning is impossible for us. Once classroom learning is once impossible, definitely we will go for to the online learning. It is indispensable, as I mentioned that now the system is coming from to the chalk to duster to mouse and click and internet to online learning now. Even online learning to online examination system has come up. And this is only the way reaching to all the nooks and corners of the villages or schools or colleges or entire country or entire global through only digital format. There is no other way. And now looking about to the teachers also, they are enabling, they are creating exciting, and they are the only virtual training platforms. They have to develop the classroom teaching. Therefore, it is only one platform we have to go for to the online teaching. And looking about the other countries, the France, if you look about it, they have already started. That they mentioned as a my class at home. Again, if you go to the China, they have come up with the clearly mentioning that ensuring learning undisturbed when the disturbance is taking places. Again, looking about this Saudi Arabia, so many TV channels have started. Again, coming to India, we may be as a nascent stages, but still almost all 82 channels have come up to provide the online education, a digital platform. Then another thing is there, the common perception between to the people as well as to the educational institutions and the administrations. What is the common perception means? Online classes are like a slow cooker. Just you can set it and forget it and automatically you will get the ready-made food. That was a common perception among the citizens and students and the teachers are there. Is it really those concept is there? And again looking about to the online education, students are becoming lazy. Students are becoming disengaged. Mother or father, they have to engage the students, but because of mothers and father, they have to go to their own works. So therefore students are not properly engaged and supplementing with the negative objectives. Though they are sitting onto their desk, but they are supplementing, they are playing the certain pub game and other games is there. And most of the cases, neither teacher is satisfied, not by the student is satisfied with the online teaching. These are the perceptions of the common people is there. Again, practical examinations and internship and any specific issues if they want to talk about it, it is impossible for going to the online platform. That was a common perception is there. Therefore, we would look like to the challenges. The challenges are, again, we have to put forth about it. India is not prepared for to the digital learning or online learning. In the month of March, suddenly we have exposed to the digital learning. Sudden shift has become a problem to the educational institutions, students, teachers, as well as to the universities. There is a big challenge to us, how we can overcome. Our Indian education system is a residential education system. Our education system is, we are looking towards to the LKG to PG residential education system. Now the digital platform is there is no residential education system is there. Again, most of the cases, 10 minutes. Most of the cases, since it is a residential system is there, scholarships, and we depend upon to the hostel management system. Again, when we look about to the parents' income, low income parents are there and the children staying at rural areas and they are staying in the sharing accommodation. Suppose online classes started, there may be 2 or 3 children are there. They may be having mobile phone, but there is accommodation problem, sharing problem will come. And there is a psychological problems also there. Students are not exposed to the online learning. Again, there is no option of the medium. There is no option on the medium. Whatever the medium they taught us, students are forced to learn about. They don't have any vernacular language. Again, individual attention is missing. Again, less motivated and leisurely they are looking about. These are some of the problems, challenges we have to overcome about. Not only the problems, we have the certain opportunities also. The opportunities, first opportunities, it can be called as a easy access. When the digital education is, it can be easily accessed and it can be called as a free education. and it can be called as a using about the ICT and advanced learning techniques also we can use it, and quality education for all, and more so importantly we can mention that they can save the tuition fees. They need not to pay any single pie to the hosters or portals or providers, and if they engage the students holistically, definitely this is the online platform is going to provide good career and they can create the employment opportunities for it. And still they have any problem, online counseling also they can take it, and they can use the multiple channels, like they can go for to the blogs, SMS and WhatsApp and internet and live chat, and if they use about the multiple options, so definitely this digital platform is going to be helping to the more number of students. And here is when the digital platform has come up, digital learning has come up, definitely the volume of the students more and more. We cannot restrict the number of volume of the students. Again, it may be older or younger or child or female or old citizens, anybody can join onto the online education system. Digital format is there. Again, no retention system is there. It is a very faster and multiple degrees are. Yes, sir. Multiple degrees will be coming. And yeah. Now, therefore, now the only great challenge is there only institutionals. Institutionals can build the virtual classrooms. As our dean is also mentioning virtual classroom. Once the virtual classrooms are there, definitely we may be getting very good strength and going forward to the have this digital platform. Even UGC, Apex bodies and all other bodies are encouraging for going to the online digital system because of the present scenario. In this context, we have launched the digital learning webinar to know the pros and cons. In this scenario, we have invited Professor V. Apparao, Dean Faculty of Commerce. I also welcome Professor H. Venkateshwarlu, Senior Professor of the Department. I also welcome the Professor V. Venkataramana, Vice Chairman, Telangana State Council for Higher Education. I also welcome our beloved Registrar, Professor C.H. Gopal Reddy, and my colleague and seminar convener, Dr. Indrakanti Sekhar, my colleagues, Dr. Naresh Reddy, my another colleague, Dr. B. Sandhyarani, and and our college vice principal, Vidyasagar Rao, Balakrishna, and technicians, Dr. Mallikarjun, and for one person behind it, that is Srinivas. Srinivas also, he generated the flyers, banners, and he coordinated it. In this connection, I am expecting that good number, almost all 600 candidates being registered. Out of it, around 120 candidates on the screen now. Out of the 126 on screen, we have received the 60 papers. Out of the 60 papers, we have shortlisted only 14 papers. Out of the 14 papers, we are allowing to present only 6 to 7 papers based upon to the timings. Therefore, I request all the people, when we call it, please switch on your mic, otherwise make it as a mute, and you can visualize, we can see this, and we can come out with the feedbacks. If with your feedback, we can do many more programs in coming days. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all.
Am I visible? Oh, okay. Okay. Good morning to all. We are very happy that the Department of Commerce, Usmania University, is organizing a webinar on digital learning. My congratulations to the webinar director, Professor D. Chennappa. He has taken a very smart initiative, I would say, and aligning all resources across the country, including Indian Commerce Association. Then we have the Dean, Faculty of Commerce, Usmania University, Shekhar, Faculty, Vidyasagar, Sandhya, and all others are there. And online we have the Head of the Department, Professor Prashant Atma, Dr. T. Krishna Kumar. Head is now Professor T. Krishna Kumar, I am sorry. And now Professor Prashant Atma also, they are there, and many other resource persons are there. The department has been working on very actively on different things, and due to the changed circumstances and changed scenario, the COVID-19 scenario, we have to take very important initiatives, particularly now we have to go digital way. The whole country has already started going digital. India has been the slogan of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Today, the need is we have about 33 crore student population, and in higher education institutions we have more than 3 crores of student population, where all the students are locked down in their homes. All are wanting very intensely to learn. Therefore, there is a strong need for doing some activity and learning more about digital learning. Now, digital learning has become a buzzword all over the world. All premier institutions, they started very long back itself, and due to the sheer necessity, now we have to go digital in terms of learning. The classroom has spread to the whole country, and people are looking to digital learning, where it will give many new initiatives. There are only 2 points that I can say. One most important point is access, and digital learning is a very cost effective way of learning. That is when we talk about the input and output. And the second is at the higher level, PG level, postgraduate level, we need not teach all that we know, all that is there, but let us say we teach, we orient, and we give them the inputs for further preparation. That way, online learning or digital learning can be a very important step in the whole learning process. In this context, I heartily welcome our beloved Registrar, Professor C.H. Gopal Reddy, who has been with the department for a very long time. In his, the department has flourished in his guidance, and we have also a very important luminary of the Telangana state, Professor V. Venkatramana, the Vice Chairman, State Council of Higher Education, under whose leadership the higher education in Telangana has been taking rapid strides. He has been very innovative, very active, and very supportive of higher education system in our state. We are all, we have I think about 500 to 600 registered participants. Many of them are teachers coming across Telangana and across the country. They are all looking forward to the key speaker, the chief guest, Professor V. Venkatramana. Now I request Professor V. Venkatramana to take over and give his views and address the webinar on digital learning.
All colleagues at the Commerce and my own department, where long time is Department of Business Management. I hope my voice is audible.
Yes, yes.
Like what was said earlier, testing times. In fact, I'm in my but there's a mobile connection. So the background in this very apt now. And I think this taken by the owners is really noteworthy. Speaking, I'm trying to look at a completely new way of academic discourse, which is moving friends from other education in the classroom to kind of teaching process. I think there is some echo, but I'll try to reduce it. If you look at the whole development, you find that you have moved into data, which was unexpected, unprecedented, and probably nobody would like. Expectation. I said that I think it's a challenge for academic administrators policymakers, intellectuals, and fellow colleagues in all universities to debate and debate on this very important aspect of online learning. I was just looking at the of how many universities out of 850 plus have moved into this concept of digital learning. It is very surprising that not even 40% of the universities have thought about this migration from classroom learning to a blended learning or a mixed mode learning, so to speak. Around 10% of the universities have started initiatives to plan and procure the necessary materials so that the academic calendar doesn't get disturbed. I'm very happy to note that all the universities in Telangana have quickly understood and slowly trying to migrate into this new normal. All the academic administrators for having done this. Now I'll quickly focus on three major areas which we need from a management and commerce perspective. The concept of online learning is very akin to the student participation and involvement, which is normally found in the classrooms of both the departments. The three major issues which we need to, one is the digital education, second is the efficiency and effectiveness of online education, and the third one is what is the way forward. So having said that, it is imperative that we look at the digital learning as a new way of disseminating information, knowledge, of course, skills which are required. As I say that, I equally emphasize the role of the teacher, who has been traditionally a sage on the stage, while now the new role would be a guide by the side. Here, when we say guide by the side, it means either a PC or a lab or some other educational aid. So the key for successful transformation from a classroom mode to a digital is a thorough understanding of the client requirements. When I say requirements of the client, I mean the student engagement. Today, the biggest challenge is A, digital infrastructure, B, digital literacy, and C, the digital usage and adoption. On the digital infrastructure front, most of the universities and colleges offering commerce education have been, to a large extent, quite successful in preparing for the new. The issues which we need to address is how do we engage the student in a remote manner with all the prerequisites of an effective teacher-student relationship. The second one is, how do we reach the uncovered and those who lack the digital? So the answer for both these would be a gradual adoption of the mixed mode of teaching learning, in which the student would always be given an option to shift quickly and also gain from the available online resources. And another major challenge would be the evaluation patterns. As I am speaking, many universities and governments in India are really posed with this problem of how do we choose the mode of evaluation. Also, since majority of students are not typically exposed to the 3 or 4 methods which are being talked about, namely online exams, examinations with multiple choice, open book system, and examination as an supplementary examination. The next issue would be the internship and the handover, which is required for especially courses like commerce and management. Lastly, the investment in online education and digital learning tools have to be stepped up, and a collaborative approach towards development of educational material is the need of the hour. I think if we all can come together and look at this as an opportunity to reach more number of students and provide education to all the needy students. One of the highlights of Telangana is the GER, which is 36% as against the 25 plus national average. but much needs to be done, keeping in view the national education policy, which is talking about reaching nearly 50% in the years to come. So it is very imperative that we develop the course methodology and the course manufacturing, in the sense, divide between the physical interaction and, of course, the supported classroom off-class learning. One of the suggestions was given by our Commissioner of Technical Education, Shri Naveen Mittal, recently, wherein the issue of the big classroom size can be reduced. Classroom size can be reduced, not physically, but by rotating the class on odd even days or similar lines. This would mean that some part of the class or some student would attend on one day and the rest would attend on the rest of the days. So this is, of course, a logistics kind of, but more importantly, we talked about is the teacher responsibility, because many of the faculty will be have to stretch a little more to complete this kind of arrangement. I would not like to take much time, but only wish to emphasize on that the traditional mode of teaching is something which cannot be replaced, because when the teacher comes into the classroom, he is coming with a vast experience which he shares in many ways. It could be an anecdote, and then it could be a case study, or it could be a group, or it could be a student presentation. So I think webinars like this would help even the government to look out for new methods of imparting higher education in general and commerce education in particular. I want to share with you that the government of Telangana is very keen to promote the commerce education alongside the other courses in a very, very aggressive manner, so that the graduates of Telangana are the most preferred norm. A new course in the commerce stream is already in place, and from 2021 academic year, it will be offered in select institutions. So I think overall, It is time to rethink, review, and then work out the road. And I'm sure the webinar proceedings will be published and we could have another discussion how to integrate this into our educational planning. I'm glad that on a weekend and during such tough times, the Commerce Department has taken, and I look forward. So thank you one and all. Unfortunately, no this board activity. So I think there is an echo. But to summarize, what the expectations are from all of you, and I'm sure we will stand out as one of the best university to have thought about and so roadmap. Thank you one and all.
Mallikarjun.
Wonderful and very analytical explanation of digital learning. Thank you very much. This morning on the second Saturday, we wish that as you suggested, we will try to publish the proceedings and also we will send in a note to the State Council, which probably could be the input for educational planning. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable thoughts. Really, in the weekend also you have come up. There are some technical snacks, even then, despite that, the fact that you have come up, and thank you very much. On behalf of the department, my personal department, thank you very much, sir, for coming over and giving valuable message to us. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Okay, then go to the Krishna Kumar. Yeah. Now you can give the output. Sir. Now I request the Professor V. Apparao, Dean, Faculty of Commerce, and he is a conference secretary, All India Accounting Conference, and he is very eagerly awaiting to organize a grand event at the Department of Commerce, and is a very dynamic, and he has successfully completed as a controller as well as to the principal of this college. I welcome Professor V. Apparao, Dean, Faculty of Commerce, give his valuable message.
Hello. 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 Good morning, the dignitaries off the line and on the line, all the colleagues who are there on the line, and also off the line we are here around 10-15 teachers and also other non-teaching staff also available here. At the outset, I congratulate Professor D. Chennappa, Principal of University College of Commerce and Business Management, for taking initiation to conduct a one-day webinar on digital learning. So generally, Professor Chennappa is known for organizing conferences on physical mode. So because of this lockdown situation, also he has taken initiation to conduct a good topic which is of current relevance. Almost majority of universities and institutions are organizing webinars and online conferences for exchanging their knowledge and also views on various academic issues. So as you know, for the last 2.5 months, we have been experiencing a bad situation in the society. Almost all the people in the world are affected by COVID-19 and coronavirus. So we are in a fear state of mind because we are not able to move freely. Almost university also closed for the last 2.5 months. So there is no academic activity and there are no students in the university. Only teachers and non-teaching staff are coming and attending duties. And hostels also closed almost more than 2 months. I think in the history of Usman University, so hostels and universities closed say 2 months. I think it is a history because earlier this situation was not experienced by our senior teachers like Professor H. Venkateshwarlu, who is also sitting here. Almost he has more than say 35 years of service in university, recently retired. So nobody, because I have shared with all senior teachers, retired teachers, this experience. Nobody has said that nobody has experienced this type of state in the society. But even though learning cannot be stopped, learning because we have technology, because of technology, now we can also exchange knowledge and also share the knowledge online mode. Only thing is we need to have official platform for organizing seminars and conducting classes. So as an academician also, almost a majority of our Usman University teachers have taken online classes. They are forced to take because it is inevitable now, because we have completed almost 60% syllabus offline mode before March. But rest of the syllabus we are able to complete only by online mode. Now we are waiting for the examinations. But the corona situation is aggravating in the society, but we don't know what will happen. Let us pray God to overcome this problem very shortly. Particularly labor and daily wage workers and migrated workers are faced so many problems because without work, without income. That's why so daily wage people are affected badly, but regular the permanent employees, there is no problem, but we are getting at least 50% of salary. But we have to see the poor people in the society. That's why almost 90% lockdown is lifted by the different state governments as per the directions from the central government. Now, as far as digital learning is concerned, actually regarding digital learning, myself and my student, we have conducted a survey and we are also preparing a paper and research paper, and now the data is in raw form. So what we have observed by collecting, because we have circulated Google form to 250 students from different universities in Telangana state. Almost we have covered all types of students, MA, MCom, MSc, MBA, MTech and other courses. So they almost majority of students are opined that there are so many technical problems in the online learning. Almost majority of MCom students have attended, and what they are saying is internet problem in villages and audio clarity, video clarity, then disconnection of internet frequently, what we experience now. Then these are some of the problems, and the data also saying that 60% of students are belongs to rural area, 40% urban area, and almost 80% of students are using only mobile phone for online learning, and 40% of students are saying that we have developed a questionnaire, almost 20 questions we have developed, So 40% of students are saying that there is a need for training to the trainer, the teacher also, because when suddenly we forced to take online class, but we don't know how to use all these platforms, Zoom or Cisco or Skype. Some are secured, some are unsecured. That's why. So there is a need for training. That means 40% of students' opinion is there is a need for training to the teachers also. Similarly, they also said that video lectures are better than the online lectures. Online lecture, because if it is pre-recorded videos are available on different topics, if they are shared to the students, it will be better than the online. That is also one of the opinions. Similarly, on the whole, the overall opinion of the students is classroom teaching is better than the online teaching. The what we shared now. So that's why these are some of the issues. But now, even though there are issues in the online teaching, we can't avoid now. It is inevitable, because so many days we cannot keep students idle, isn't it? So that's why. So the seminars like this. And one more point is 80% students are using mobile phones. Mobile phones. This is also one because students are not having laptops and desktops for listening the classes. The mobile phones, the problem with the mobile phones is continuously if you watch and see, listen or whatever it is, so the battery will come down and again you have to recharge and it gets heated, isn't it? There will be so many problems. So that's why, so as a professor of Department of Commerce, I can suggest that there are two things. One is every college should have virtual classroom, and one more thing I forgotten. UGC recently UGC has given guidelines to different universities and colleges. What they suggested is, in future, because of this crisis situation, there will be 75% of offline classes, regular mode, and 25% of classes should be conducted on online basis. So that means we should be get ready for that. That means all the teachers are trained, and every college should have, say, a virtual classroom to record the lectures. Like with the help of the technical people, we can record, and that will be stored and uploaded in the YouTube, etc. Then second point is, there is a need for purchasing official platform. Nowadays we are using only free platforms like Cisco or Google Meeting. So even Zoom also just only half an hour, and the number also very limited. So if you purchase say official version of the platform, then we can conduct 1 day, 2 day seminars, and any number of students or participants, maybe say 100, 2,000, 3,000 like that. Okay, so this way, so in future, but there will be constraints like say internet and all those things. But for effective transmission of the knowledge, so there is a need for full-fledged so online system that is established by the university authorities. So with this, I once again congratulate Professor Channappa and his team. I hope this webinar may be useful to all the participants, and you can also exchange what are the problems and prospects in the online teaching, and useful to the participants, and also you can share this knowledge to your colleagues, etc. So with this, so thank you for listening, and thank you for giving this opportunity.
Sir, really thank you. You have wonderful suggestions. Really, India needs virtual classrooms are necessary now. Again, going forward to the 60-40 proportionate online offline classrooms are necessary. Again, teachers also, they mold the teaching methodology. Really, it is a wonderful. Now I request Professor T. Krishna Kumar, Head and Chairman, Department of Commerce, he can come and he can give his valuable message.
Am I visible?
Yes, sir. Welcome, sir.
Am I audible?
Very much, sir. Very much you are audible.
Yes.
time constraint. I congratulate the organizers timely digital learning. Senior professors and Vikramna, our sir and others, and happy about it. And the topic to talk about is digital learning. I'm very happy they call it digital teaching. There's a lot of difference between digital learning, and I'm happy because this happened. Then I think this seminar will dwell upon cost effective versus learning effective. Then all of us need to understand that 80% human element and 20% technology. And we need to understand and should not forget human element is the most important thing. Everybody talks about technology, and in the course of time, technology will improve. We have moved from 2G, 3G. In the same way, we will overcome this technology. But it has certain things like, number one, anxiety of learning. The anxiety of learning is there, both on the part of teachers and also on the part of students. Whenever new technology is adopted. And I think the second thing that this seminar is going to dwell upon, how do you engage, number one, teachers, you might be wondering. The second thing is, how do you engage students? These are the two typical issues. Teacher, when he is teaching in the classroom, he is totally different. But when he is in digital learning, he is, I think, now how do you engage teacher? And also student. It's a big issue. Then, how do we develop contents for digital learning start to be more student-centric. It is a challenge and also a great opportunity for teachers. Then how do we evolve evaluations? I think we have been experiencing all these things.
Your call has been unmuted.
This seminar will come out with fruitful suggestions, and they will be helpful to policy makers. I am very proud that my department has taken up this issue and deliberating. And I wish the organizers all the very best. Thank you so much.
Sir, really, thank you, sir. We have learned many things. Really, the teachers also, they have to learn much more and engaging the student holistically. It is a really challenge to the parents as well as to the teachers. And evaluation system, once we are going for to the online, definitely it is a challenge. And then the looking about the policy issues. Of course, new education policy has come up. But after that, again, great change, drastical change is online education system has to come up. Definitely, policy makers, they maybe take a call and whatever the suggestions, whatever the outcomes generated over here, definitely we will brought out in the proceedings, and definitely with your support and with your guidance, we will move forward. Thank you very much, sir, for addressing us. Thank you very much. Yeah, now I request Professor Prashant Atma, former head of the department, former principal of Women's College, and very dynamic researcher, supervisor, and best teacher awardee. I welcome her to give her valuable message on this webinar. Prashant Atma, madam.
Yes, of the dance, online and offline. A very good afternoon to you all. We all know that Department of Commerce, Osmania University, always tries to excel both in academics and research. It makes of time, and the result is the present webinar by the webinar director Chennappa, whom we fondly call as Seminar Chennappa, but now we modify to say Webinar Chennappa. Yes, we all know that digital learning is instructional practice that definitely benefits. It is a wide range of technology-enabled educational strategies. Normally what we feel is whatever technology tools we are using in the classroom learning. But what I is, it is much more than that. It enhances learning. It positively impacts students' growth and achievement, positively impacts faculty improvement and effectiveness. Digital learning is a combination of adaptive learning, classroom technologies, e-textbooks, mobile learning, online learning, open educational resources, virtual reality, and many more. We can say that learning is not only to four walls. Internet and of internet-enabled devices are enabling the student to learn anytime, everywhere, and anywhere. We can say that it is not just learning is not just restricted to and the entire classroom. It is the interactive and adaptive software are enabling the students to have their own style of learning, their own pace of learning, and allot the number of hours for learning a particular chapter or the subject. We can see that digital learning is not just giving jobs to the students, or making them access the laptop, but it technology, contents, and instruction. Educators are necessary for digital learning. Educators are necessary for digital learning, and technology may change the role of a teacher. Technology may change the role, but it cannot replace, or it's not a substitute for learning. And it's not a substitute for teachers.